Bungie's digging up of the Marathon IP was initially met with a sense of excitement, but not without good reason. We've seen successful IP rebirths, even more so with shooters, most notably Doom. However, this excitement soon turned to disappointment when it was revealed that Marathon would return as an extraction shooter. Fast forward some time later, and we've been treated to some PR beats and a grand reveal of Marathon's gameplay, and it seems people are even more concerned than ever. Where there are still plenty of people excited for the game, most of which seem to be coming from Destiny and Halo than any extraction shooter background, there's still a wall of noise decrying the IP's new direction. But why? First off, the genre isn't exactly loved by the masses. Extraction shooters have not, and probably cannot, reach the heights of other forms of multiplayer. Given their investment requirement and reset in nature, they never have that same appeal as a more accessible style such as a Battle Royale or even a hero shooter. When you say extraction shooter, you initially think of Escape from Tarkov, Hunt Showdown, and, well, but that's about it. Heavy consumers of the genre will of course be able to name more, such as Marauders, Arena Breakout Infinite, Grey Zone Warfare, and probably some more, but outside the top 3 or 4 extraction shooters, they're fairly niche in the long run. Bungie's current fanbase is mostly made up of people who know them for either Halo or Destiny, with the latter having damaged their brand at various points. Their fans have a built-in expectation for what their products are. Any change to that will come with some level of backlash, as this is the case for most big studios out there. But this isn't the only reason why Marathon is on the hot end of a mixed reaction. The gameplay shown was fairly uninspiring. Did it look bad? No, not really. But did it look good? No, not really. It's stuck in this middle ground of not really having anything to hang its hat on, leaving it in a no man's land, so to speak. The trailer's claim of Bungie bringing its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront is a bit jarring. 2010 was a long time ago. You can say a lot of things about Destiny, but saying it has best-in-class multiplayer FPS is certainly not one of them. Modern Bungie doesn't really get to make those claims anymore, at least without question. The same way the likes of modern BioWare don't get to call themselves the master of RPGs. The visual style, much like the choice of genre, has also divided audiences. Described as graphic realism, its bold colours and clean aesthetic are certainly eye-catching, but not necessarily with a sense of awe. This aspect of the game is, of course, subjective. Some will say the simplicity of it all allows it to stand out and make an impression, while others will say it's flat and lacking any sense of identity or interest. My humble opinion, it kinda looks like 2022's Deadlink, just without much detail or contrast. But where does this all leave Marathon? Fans of the originals will surely not find what they were looking for or even hoping for. Halo and Destiny fans seem to be equally mixed, and everyone else is extremely cautious due to the genre. What Marathon could be is the first successful attempt to streamline the extraction shooter, boosting it into the mainstream popularity. However, it could also be a major misstep at a time when multiplayer games come and go quicker than ever, even more so extraction shooters. All this, as ever, is all just noise, adding to a wall of noise that already exists as we have officially begun the run-up to release. With beta events coming and planned, the view of Marathon will surely chop and change. But this initial reveal is a little bit of a stumble. Having people sit and talk PR guff like automated Steam pages is not the best first impression, nor is already revealing that your game will be lacking features that the peers currently have. Things aren't helped when game director Joe Ziegler is essentially just describing an extraction shooter while pretending that Marathon is being different, while going on to explain exactly what an extraction shooter is. Marathon has plenty to do, and plenty of time to do it in. Communication, presentation, and marketing will be key. It's arguably the worst time in recent decades to flog a paid-for multiplayer-focused PvP shooter. While I am personally not writing off Marathon at its current state, I would like to make an early prediction, as I always tend to with these things. My early prediction is this: Marathon will release, do well on Twitch, YouTube and socials for around 2 to 3 weeks, and then begin to plummet, with brief upticks after paid-for beats before ultimately struggling to carve out a gap in the extraction shooter market by simply being too simple for genre fans and not familiar enough for Bungie and mainstream fans. Regardless of this initial fumble, it's interesting to see where Bungie will take the extraction shooter genre and if they can bring a genre typically seen as a niche and put it in a mainstream setting, especially on console. But we can't kid ourselves, Bungie are up against it.